Hi, welcome to Randall's Log 141, and I'm Randall Armstrong. Today's date is Sunday, May 21st, 2017. Um, today kind of started off not how I wanted it to. Um, I actually did not end up falling asleep until 6 in the morning. I had trouble falling asleep. Ended up watching most of Hot Fuzz on Netflix. Which, if you don't know by now, Hot Fuzz has become my favorite of the Coronado trilogy. Originally, it was Shaun of the Dead. When I first watched Hot Fuzz, I was hoping for something similar to Shaun of the Dead, and in some ways, there are some minor similarities, but the actors, the characters that they play, mostly completely different. Especially Simon Pegg, his character. And so when I first watched it, I was kind of disappointed. Um, but it's one of those movies, like, the more you watch it, the more you pick up on all the little things, the references, the more you start to like the characters, and it's just become now Sean and his friend in the first movie, that kind of friendship, you can't beat. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. However, Hot Fuzz as a film, as a story, with side characters and performances, was better. The two characters, almost as good as the first movie, Sergeant Angel and Nick Frost's character, um, their friendship, you see their friendship kind of like starting out, like they've become good friends. Versus the first film where they're lifelong friends. They grew up together. They're the best of friends. Um, so again, there's tiny similarities, but at the same time, there's huge differences. Um, but I mean, the action in the second film, because obviously it was a bigger budget, slightly bigger budget, I imagine, than Shaun of the Dead. Um, but yeah, there's just something about the movie, for the greater good, the greater good. Just so much about that movie. It's like I love watching it. I'm very excited to hear that Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are working together and they're starting their own kind of small film studio and they're going to be working together again. Um, it just sucks that Edgar Wright won't be directing it, but it'd be cool. Edgar Wright's next movie, I'm definitely going to go see in the movie theater. The trailers look good, and I just love his directing style. So happy that he did Scott Pilgrim in the World, or Scott Pilgrim versus the World. But Baby Driver, stellar cast. You got Jamie Foxx, you got John Hamm, you got Kevin Spacey, I have trouble remembering the main actor's name. I've seen him before. He's appeared in like the Divergent films as the brother. He's cool. He's good. I think this will be his best performance. I think this movie is really gonna get a lot of people's attention, and I think he's gonna get a lot more work. I think, in my opinion. Anyways, enough about films. How did today go? Anyway, so I didn't go to sleep until 6 in the morning. I woke up around 11. My aunt woke me up because she needed a ride to work. She mentioned my mom wasn't feeling good. Like she woke up in the middle of the night. My mom later explained to me that she had a sharp pain, um, kind of in between the ribs and the chest, just underneath the chest. So she says she feels better now, which is good. Very good. I'm very happy to hear that. She said that she even considered going to the hospital last night. So it's a little scary, especially at her age. Like I think if she takes care of herself, she's got at least another 10, 20 years, in my opinion. God, that's scary. But yeah, she's hanging in there. She's doing good. I'm happy. I struggled, to take my aunt to her job. So bright outside, and my eyes were just very heavy, and I was just like, ugh. But I managed to get her there and got home and jumped right back into bed. The goal was to wake up at a certain time so that I could shave, take a shower, get ready, and go out to this church on Martin Luther King Boulevard. My good friend TJ Stevens was being inducted. He was becoming a pastor for his church, which is amazing. It's great news. I'm so happy for him. And what sucked was I was so tired and so exhausted, and it wasn't really a lie. I texted TJ and said that hey, something came up last minute. My mom wasn't feeling good and she needed help, which is very true. My sleep got interrupted to go help my aunt out. And of course, later in the day when my aunt needed a ride home from work, my mom asked me if I could help and pick her up. So I did. So it's not really lying, but at the same time, it's like I was so tired, and I didn't have enough in me to get ready and make it there on time, and I was worried that I didn't like the idea of showing up there late, and by myself and to a church that I'm not familiar with. Um, so I was dealing sort of like with a semi anxiety, frustration, and I kind of just made the decision to not go, even though I really wanted to go. So I texted TJ and I apologized. I hope to meet up with him in these next, maybe tomorrow or Tuesday, kind of celebrate. Plus, I owe him money. I hadn't seen him in a while, like almost 2 months now. So I do want to get him the money that I owe him. I owe him like $1,300 left. So the goal is to pull 300 out of the bank and give him 300. That way, it's an even 1,000. And and then the goal is when I get back from Japan, start looking for a job. Once I do get a job, then I can continue to pay TJ once a month and pay him the $1,000, and I'm debt free, so to speak. Um, so yeah, that was it. I kind of just mostly relaxed and stayed at home. Surprisingly, didn't really watch any TV. I think I ended up playing some more Injustice 2. The cool thing about the game is that every day there are these daily challenges, like usually three like mini daily challenges, and some of them are easy. Like one of them today was do 15 jumps while fighting. So whether I did 15 jumps in one game or 8 jumps in one game and 7 jumps in another game, they keep a record of all the jumps that you do. So either way, I actually did do like 15 jumps in one fight. What else? Another one I had to do was play Catwoman in 3 ranked games. I did that. So I was playing against guys that were higher level than me, so I knew they were going to kick my ass. So I figured if they're going to kick my ass, I might as well play as Catwoman. Knock that out of the way. I got lucky with the last one. The last one was win a fight without blocking once, which is very tough to do. Thankfully, there were some matches where I played against, like brand new people. So I got lucky, essentially kind of doing the same moves over and over again until I've defeated the character. So I managed to do that. Working to get my characters, leveling up my characters. I leveled up Black Adam, Black Canary, and Blue Beetle, and Bane. So I leveled up about 4 characters today, which is cool. More leveling up for Robin, of course. Damien. And then I managed to get a hold of Jeff. Thank God, so happy. To get my car worked on. Only downfall, he was not able to fix the bumper, which was really my biggest concern. But he got in that last piece that I ordered from before. It is the correct piece, thank God. He managed to get it on there, and so now I don't have to worry about whatever was tying the piece together. I don't have to worry about it coming loose, and shifting gears. So that's good. One other thing got worked on the car, which is good. Hopefully Tuesday after my meeting with Khadijah, unless she cancels. Um, I'm hoping, drive out there when Jeff is working at Tire Kingdom, and he says he knows a guy that might be able to tell him how to fix the horn. Um, I think I said bumper earlier. I meant horn. Um, that's what I need work on is the horn in my car. It's malfunctioning. But anyways, hopefully Tuesday he can fix that before driving out to Orlando. Fingers crossed. Um, but yeah, no, I drove out there. He lives out in Wesley Chapel, so it's about a 45 minute drive. It's not too bad. Went there, he worked on it, he fixed it. And then, just hung out over at his place a little bit. He's really big in cigars. I usually, if I'm up for it, if I'm not feeling sick or anything like that, I join in and have a cigar. So I had a cigar. And a Mountain Dew. I had a cigar and a Mountain Dew. And then we just chatted, we talked. And he's like, asking like how I'm doing, and the same, vice versa. And he seems to be doing good. I don't think I've ever came across Jeff ever struggling or, not doing well. Jeff's a smart guy. Him and his wife, beautiful house. They have a beautiful house. I almost didn't recognize the house because they got new grass. I called them up to make sure, like, hey, am I at the right address? So there's that. Yeah, hung out there for a couple hours, and just chatted, had a good time. He we were talking about like future plans, like me trying to help my mom get the house paid off, and what I want to do in the future, all that good stuff. What am I going to do for work? What are my plans? And I was telling him about how I want to do real estate school, because eventually I want to expand. Like once we get this house paid off, work on getting a second house, and then get that paid off, and work on getting a third house, and then just rent out the houses to like friends or people that I know. Obviously, if I take the real estate classes and I learn like all the laws and the rules, then I know how to properly find people and rent the homes to people. Don't want to get in trouble for discrimination. Like I don't want just because I feel like I don't want certain people to rent a house. People, and by certain people, I mean like people I feel like that aren't responsible. Like I don't think they would, you know, take care of the house. I don't think that they would pay on time. That's what I mean. Not racial discrimination, but you see, that's the thing is like it's in this day and age, you have to make sure that you know what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to do, and to treat people equally and fairly. That's the most important. So yeah, after we did our talks, just drove home, played some more Injustice 2. Um, I mentioned earlier about how I leveled up a bunch of the characters. I did most of that uh, when I came home, and that's it. Um, the great thing about today was getting Jeff and having my car worked on. He's the best. He really is. I'm so grateful and so happy he had time after work to help me out. It means a lot to me. Peace of mind. That's all I want driving my cars. I want to know that it's doing okay, it's driving okay, it gets me to point A to point B, and that's it. I am looking forward to when I finally lock down another job, something consistent. I can start budgeting and managing my money and start really saving money. Like really let that money build up so I can get a new car. I would really like a new car. Something nice to have. We'll see. Not to mention, like the cool thing I'm excited for is that this new car that I'm gonna get, it will be the first time I'm buying my own car. My first two cars that I had, my dad was the one that helped me get them. So, the first one was totaled out. This next one, I would be either trading in or selling to somebody. More than likely trading in. It would be kind of sad because it's like that connection. that car, with me and my dad. Even selling his truck, I felt bad about selling his truck. Um, but they're just things, they're not the person, they're not him. And I will always have the memories of that experience together, You can't fuse those memories with these items because then you can't move on. You're holding on to something that you don't need. So that's just a random thought that hit me. But, anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. And hopefully, I do something productive tomorrow. um, I didn't eat too much today. That's a bonus. Trying to do the whole Project Hugh Jackman. I really do need to get back into working out. I was doing it, and then just like that, fell off. It's really difficult to stay with it when you're going out and you're hanging out with friends, or random moments like it's nice to get out of the house and hang out with friends. I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, I can't hang out with you because I have to work out. It's like I hate that. I had a friend that did that to me, and it really, really bothered me because I felt like, wow, I matter that little to you that as your friend that you would rather be working out than hanging out with me. So it's not a nice feeling. But anyways, once again, thank you for watching and stay tuned for tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Bye. Thanks for watching.